Welcome to Dread Vale, where chilling stories and dark legends come to life. Subscribe, follow, and share if you're ready to cross the veil.
Disclaimer: here's a horror story inspired by Hunting Adeline, but reimagined as a dark, psychological horror, keeping Adeline and Zaid as the central characters, without the romantic themes. What unfolds is a nightmare drenched in suspense, mind games, and the supernatural. Haunting Adeline, The Whispering Walls. Let me tell you a story. Not the kind you read by firelight. This one crawls under your skin. This one watches you while you sleep. Adeline Riley was a writer. Not just any writer, the kind who thrived on darkness, who made a career out of weaving nightmares. She never feared what she couldn't see. Until she inherited Parsons Manor, a decaying mansion on the cliffs of Washington, where the fog rolls in like breath from something sleeping deep beneath the earth. She came to escape. She came to be alone. But Parsons had been waiting. At first, it was just unease. A hallway that stretched longer than it should. Doors that refused to stay closed. Whispers from empty rooms. Her grandmother's journals spoke of the mirror man and the watcher in the walls. She dismissed it all as senile delusion. Until she met Zaid. He wasn't a man easily forgotten. Charismatic, intense. He said he was part of a secret organization, something about protecting people from the shadows they couldn't see. He found her, he claimed, because something had followed her into that house. Something ancient, something that knew her name. He warned her to leave. She didn't. Zaid didn't leave either. He said the house was feeding. That every night she stayed, the barrier between worlds thinned. He showed her a photo, an image of Parsons Manor taken in 1897. A woman stood in the window. It was Adeline. Same face, same eyes, same hollow stare. She's not you, he said. But she wants to be. The mirror in her room was the first to crack. Every night, she'd see someone behind her reflection, tall, masked, stitched mouth. A plague mask, fingers scratching from the other side of the glass. But when she turned, no one was there. Yet bruises began to appear on her arms. Tiny words carved into her skin while she slept. Right, it. Let him in. She's waiting. Zaid tried everything. Salt, rituals, sigils scrawled on the walls. But the house shifted around them. Time warped. One day, it rained for 15 minutes. When they checked the clock, 3 days had passed. Adeline started writing again, but not fiction. Not this time. Her hands moved on their own. She'd wake up with blood on her keyboard, pages filled with events she hadn't lived yet. And always, Zaid died at the end. The story was no longer hers. Zaid grew desperate. He found the basement, the true heart of Parsons. It wasn't a basement at all, but a tomb. Inside, dozens of mirror women, trapped versions of Adeline, twisted and mad. Their fingers clawed the glass. We're all her, one whispered. And none of us ever get out. And in the center stood the mirror man. Zaid faced him. Fire, salt, sigils. He screamed for Adeline to run. But Adeline didn't run. She stepped through the mirror. Inside, everything twisted. Parsons Manor was a labyrinth of impossible hallways, whispers bleeding through the walls. She saw herself. 100 versions, each tormented, each broken. The house didn't want her body. It wanted her mind. Zaid chased her through the maze. But the house played with him, showing him visions of his past, his fears. His mother, bleeding. His own corpse. Adeline, smiling with black eyes. By the time he reached her, she was writing again. You don't fight the story, she said, voice flat. You finish it. Zaid begged her to stop. But the real Adeline was slipping away, lost among the echoes of her other selves. One of them whispered to him, she's the final chapter. He did what he had to do. He kissed her forehead, then drove the dagger into her heart. Her eyes cleared. Just before she died, she whispered, thank you. Zaid burned the manor. Fire consumed the walls, the mirrors, the darkness. He stood alone outside, bloodied, eyes vacant. The town watched the fire from a distance. No one came to help. No one, ever, did. Weeks passed. The town rebuilt. The land was sold. Developers planned to turn it into a new retreat, yoga, healing, restorative, architecture. One woman came to inspect the ruins. A young writer, wide-eyed, curious. She found a mirror, untouched by flame. She touched it, and somewhere deep inside, Adeline smiled. You don't escape the story. You become the next chapter.